All right, it's time for Tech Tuesday, and the competition is heating up over a world record involving drones.
Plus, millions of Facebook users' data may be compromised, including usernames and passwords. So joining us live to break it all down in this week's top tech headlines is Greg Nibbler. Hey, good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Yeah, a few things to go through there. I guess let's start off with the Facebook one because, like you said, it's possible that somebody's usernames and passwords have been compromised. But let me explain where this is coming from. So there's a big leak that came out, a big talk about this, about 533 million usernames and passwords that were potentially exposed. But this actually happened back in 2019. So Facebook fixed that problem back then. But once that data is out, it's out. And that's what we're seeing right now is, as hackers steal information, they'll try to sell it for a while, and eventually they'll just start giving it away for free. And that's what's going on right now. So yes, it's possible that somebody's usernames and passwords are up there, but I've got a couple of things and just suggestions to help maybe mitigate some of those issues that could be coming up from that. So if yours was, that it could have happened. Number one, change your password. That's always a good idea anyway. Maybe not wait 2 years, but if you haven't done it yet, change your password. Put in, when they ask for a two-factor authentication, do that. It's well worth it. But one of the other things with this leak is that potentially phone numbers were also part of it. And that's what kind of makes this one a little bit different. So, just advice for people, if you get a text saying, hey, did you authenticate this for Facebook? Don't just click it. Make sure you don't click things. It's easy to forget. Sometimes that seems like it's common sense stuff. But when you're in a hurry, you just think, oh yeah, I must have done that, and click it. So don't do that either. But somewhere else you can go to check is a website called haveibeenpwned.com. That's PWNED. And you can put in your email address and you can take a look and it'll pop up. I mean, I'll say this, my own email address has been compromised like 12 times apparently. So it's pretty fascinating to see where it all shows up, and just reminds you again, change your password. But I would suggest going to that site just to put it in, just out of curiosity's sake, to see where it may have popped up.
Okay. I know every time I log on to anything, it will say, this password's been compromised. Do you want to change? And I'm always like, nah, I don't have time. Like every time. So maybe one of these times I should change it.
It might be good to update. I'm one of those people that uses like a slightly different version of basically the same password for everything. So it's probably time for an update.
Okay.
It might be safe.
Yeah. Genesis, I'm assuming this is not the Phil Collins Genesis, broke a Guinness World Record for coordinating drone performance. Am I right? It's not the 80s band, correct?
That is correct, although that would have been a good tie-in for this. But Genesis is actually, so it's a car company. It's a subsidiary of Hyundai, I believe, actually. So it's a car company, but what the big thing here is that they did is they broke a world record for drones, and that's the coordinated use of drones. So we've seen this happen over the last few years. The Olympics had one a few years ago. The Super Bowl, I believe, did one, but this one now is the biggest. It's where you set up all of these drones and have them do these coordinated displays. This was 3,281. That was the record that they broke with this one, and this was over Shanghai, but it's just pretty amazing how sophisticated they're getting with these. These are all individual machines flying in unison, forming, the big Genesis logo, and then forming cars and all kinds of things over this river in Shanghai. And this is the world record one, so that would beat it by quite a bit. You got to think though, the world record changes every few months, so it's probably going to happen again. I think we're going to start seeing this happen more and more over the U.S., over different stadiums, different events. It's kind of fascinating to see how sophisticated these things are getting.
Oh yeah, I feel like we're maybe just a couple years away from drones being up like in a billboard, right? Like these like flying advertisements and stuff. I see it headed that direction. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah.
I just wish they didn't. I don't like the noise.
Well, yeah. Then your neighbors have them, and they're in your yard.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are they looking for right now?
Right.
So
we can make a quiet drone.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's definitely a different issue.
Yeah. Hey, this is a really cool site. You always find these cool things on the internet. MyHeritage, this site that animates old photos.
Yeah, so MyHeritage, they're kind of like Ancestry and Me, or Ancestry.com and 23andMe, one of those things that kind of researches your family history. They've come up with some really cool tech. So this is something they originally launched back in February, and it's a free app you can download. The big update today is that they put out 10 new different animations that you can do if you're a paid member. But they take old photos And these can be anything that you have. You upload them, they will animate them and give you this look of like actually seeing somebody move around. So a lot of times at the Heritage site, they want you to put up these really old black and white photos and maybe see how somebody could have looked. They've done ones with like Abraham Lincoln and things like that, but it's pretty cool technology behind it. So it's called deep nostalgia, but it's essentially using AI and a bunch of different complicated algorithms to move these things around and see what it would actually look like. So the new animations are up, like I said, for the paid thing, but it's still free to use. You can download their app, the MyHeritage app, and upload photos and do the basic animations on whatever photo you want, and it's really, really cool, actually.
Yeah, it's a little freaky. I just like
Yeah.
the old timey people with their facial expressions. Some of them are
Right.
kind of a little racy.
Little sassy.
Yeah, a little
it
sassy.
reminds me of like the photos in Harry Potter, but it's like a real, or like the paintings in Harry Potter,
Or
but
like
it was
the
like a real
haunted house
person.
thing in
Yep.
Disneyland. Yeah. Mhm.
Definitely a
Fun.
creep factor to them too. Yeah, for
A
sure.
little bit, but it's neat. All right, Greg, thanks as always for all the tech wisdom. Have a great day.